Hey guys, Captain Sammy Arriaga here. This time we're gonna rig the Outriggers. Last video that I did, I showed you guys how did I rig the Outrigger bases from Gem Blocks. I'm gonna take you guys step by step of how do I get that done. We're also gonna be using the R2 Outrigger clips from R&R. They have this technology which they turn around every time you turn the boat, avoiding taking the bait out of the fish mouth. We're also going to be using the R5 triple jam lock system, which it locks the lines over here. Show you right, and it works really well. First part of the setup is going to be getting the line. I use Momoy 400 pounds. You can do a 21 footer like the one that Bluetail has. It's a March Tacky 21 carbon fiber outrigger. We can do a 21 footer with 50 yards. That's cutting the 3 pieces that we need for the 3 clips that this outrigger takes. This is the line. So what I like to do, I like to go like this. And I'll tell you why. If you don't do that, you're gonna get all that wrinkle here, and it's gonna make the job harder to do. It's gonna be more difficult to get the line around and put the line inside the outrigger, pull it. It's gonna be much easier if you just go like this all the way to the end. You calculate more or less how long it's gonna take you to go from the rollers to the top and back to the rollers. And after that, I like to leave about probably 3 to 4 feet extra just to play around when I'm finishing up the setup, make sure that I have enough and I'm not short. It's always good to have more than falling short. If you fall short, then you have to cut another piece again and you might not have enough. So that's why I like to be over, and I like to leave around 3 to 4 feet extra. So let's just start moving this up. So I go like this. Now at this point, I can see the outrigger is there, so I have more than enough for the middle one, which is the one that I'm trying to do now. First thing I do is actually bringing the first oar line, which is going to be the long. I'm going to bring it in. All the oar line, you can see it's very stiff. It's all burned out by the sun. So now we got here the long one. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna use a quarter, we're gonna use tape, then we're gonna come, we're gonna get the long one, which is this one here. We're gonna cut it here. I'm gonna put aside the ball. I'm not gonna use these clips. Remember, we're using the new R&R R2 clips. So these clips, I'm just gonna put them away. And then we're gonna reuse the ball. It's in good shape. Then in this case, you're gonna get this line, which is coming from there. Okay, it's coming from right there. Okay, from right there. So this is the long one, first one, number 1. We're gonna get the new one, which is here, and we're gonna put them like this, okay, together. Then I'm gonna get the tape, and I'm gonna get from half of the way, from halfway in the middle. I like to tape it to the end. Then we're gonna get the other half. I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I'm gonna put tape on it. make sure it's tight tape, because you don't want this to, you actually don't want it to get loose. You don't want it to get loose inside the rigger. It's not a huge deal, but then you're gonna have to be dealing with how you're gonna fish it inside this outrigger, which is hallow outriggers. Everything goes through the inside, so it can become a little problematic. So I like to make sure that it will not get loose at any point. So you go like this, and then you make sure that it's really nice and smooth, so it goes through the little hole at the end without any problems. So once you do that, then what we do is, okay, so we have this one that we cut. This is the one that we cut, okay? So we're gonna come here. We're gonna see which one is it. It's this one here. We take it out of here. Then at that point, you already know it's this one, it's these two. So then you're gonna start pulling this one out while you let this one go. It's already at the end. I can see the splice is coming right at the end there. So it went in perfectly. I'm gonna keep pulling. And as you can see, right here, you got the splice that just came in, and we already have number one, both of the lines coming all the way from the end to over here. In my case, it's a 3-line outrigger, so I have to do it 3 times. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other 2 times by myself and come back to you for the next part of the setup. Guys, if for some reason by mistake you pull the line and you get it out of the rigger itself, I'm gonna show you how I do it. It's gonna be a little tricky. You're gonna have to stick the line from that hole, or whichever hole that you missed, and you're gonna have to stick it this way, and you're gonna have to feed it and feed it and feed it and feed it. And when you get here, which is the one part that you have to see the coming, you have to get a flashlight, put it there, and then you gotta stop playing with the line from the other side until you see the line here, and then you try to pull it with something like a little piece of cable, put like a little hook on it, and then you pull it out. That is the only way I know that you could do it. If you know any other way easier than that, then I really appreciate if you can share it with me. I'm gonna try now and try to play with it and see how it works. Once you get the line here and you can see it, my trick is getting a hanger, cutting a piece of hanger, and then I do the little do this like a little hook, then I stick it in there and grab and try to grab the line, then pull it back out, and then you can finish up your job. So guys, once you see the line, what you do is that you fish it and you go like this, you grab it, and this is the line right here. That's in case you guys do what is not good to do, which is losing this line, getting this line out of the outrigger by accident. So yes, you have to stick it from the other side, and you have to be patient and play with it until you see that the line actually passes this hole over here, and you can see the line like this inside the tube, and you grab this, my magic tool, and pull it. So part of the preparation is I like to put shrink tubing on the connection that I do with the crimp. So I cut them like about 2 inches. We're gonna use 2 in each of the outriggers, so it's 3 times 2 is 6. So we're gonna cut 6 pieces of string just to have them ready for when we start the setup. So the line, so you take the line, we are gonna get the line that's coming from the outrigger. In this case, we're gonna get the short one, which is here. And then we're gonna stick the short. I like to place it this way. I like to put the short to the one that is close to the bolt. In this case, it's gonna be this one here. So we have that one there already. Then the one that is coming from the outrigger is the one that's gonna have the ball. In this case, it's gonna be this ball here. We're gonna use the same ones we had before. So what you're gonna do is gonna make like a shovel over here, like a shaft, so it's easier to put inside everything. Put the ball in first. Then you're gonna put the shrink next. Then we're gonna get the crimp over here. And then we're gonna get the clip. Like we say, in this case, the white little ring is gonna go towards here. When you open the outrigger, it's gonna look like this. So this is gonna go right here. Should have the crimp over here. I like to put it just without crimping anything. I like to just place it like this. Not crimping yet. This is the last thing you do is actually the crimping part, because you want to make sure that the distances, all the lines are evenly spaced, and that when you pull that rope, all the lines get stretched out and they look the way they should. So this one is like here, and then the other side is gonna be this one here. Still long, but you're gonna leave it there now. So now on this side, no balls. All we're gonna use is the shrink. We're gonna use the crimp right here. And then in this side is the one that we have the white ring showing that it goes towards the angler of the boat. So like I said before, I like to present it there, so I know that is my setup. That is my setup. Yes, it is not yet crimped, but that's the way it's gonna look that's the way it's gonna look once I decide the distance that I'm gonna place it at. So I'm gonna stop the video right here. I'm gonna finish up the rest so I can show you the end part. That is the part that we decide what is the distance that we're gonna give it, so we make sure that everything looks nice and neat. I'm gonna finish up with the middle one and the long one now. So we're gonna go ahead and I already have all the pieces together here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift the outriggers up. So when you start tightening up, you pull and you make sure that this piece is falling a feet away from your T-top. Half a foot or a feet away, I think it would be good. So right there, I think it would be a good position to start. So what I do is I cut the line over here. And pull. You know you already have number one over there. It's falling on the right on the position that you want. So you do the same thing with the other two. So I finally set up the distance that I want. Basically, let me put the camera in a way that you can see how it's gonna look in regards to the T-top. So when I place the line in here, this is the way that I want it to look. So it's got the rubber here on this piece here, touching, it's gonna be touching the T-top over here, and then you just go here like this, and you lock it, and that's your outrigger right there. Now all we gotta do is cut the whatever is left on these lines after tightening up everything, and then applying heat to the heat shrink so we can finish up with everything.